back to my questions. Is the US being humiliated by Iran? How do we stop rising Jew hate in Britain? 03456060973. Hassan, you want to talk about anti-Semitism? Good afternoon.
Hi, salams, peace and shalom. That is the answer.
Indeed.
I will respond to Sam later on, actually. He made some really silly points I'll push back on. But first of all, I was a trainer with Prevent a few years ago.
Yes.
And I'm a great believer in Prevent. I did deal with extremism myself, as you did way back in the 90s at university.
Yeah.
And also when I stood at Parliament in 2005. So they should be challenged head on.
Yeah.
Well, one of the solutions is to engage in positive dialogue between Jews and Muslims, because there's so much commonality. In the last 2.5 years, I held about 4 dialogues with 2 rabbis, and it's been absolutely amazing. There's so much commonality between the 2 communities, and that is the answer on how we can unite and have a solution to what's happening in the Middle East. In terms of the marches, I don't believe in the pro-Palestine marches, but I do believe in unity marches. So pro-Palestine and pro-Israel marches should have happened side by side. So Israel has the right to exist in peace and security, and the state of Palestine should be created that can exist in peace and security as well. The 2-state solution. Now, those pro-Palestine advocates who talk about Palestine will be free from the river to the sea, I think that is an anti-Semitic statement, so that really should not be allowed. Early on, you did some personal wisdom, who can actually provide some wisdom in this whole debate.
Yeah.
I would refer you and your listeners to Sir Dominic Chilcot. He did work with Sir Malcolm Rifkin when he was Foreign Secretary under John Major. He took part in a debate at the Oxford Union 3 weeks ago about Iran and Israel, and I think he made the most fair, measured analysis of what's happening in Israel and Iran, so it's definitely worth listening to. My final point, in response to Sam, he said something very odd. He said that white faces should get out of the Middle East. Now, if he means, as a lot of pro-Palestine advocates do, that the white Jews or the Ashkenazi Jews are colonialists, you've had that heard that argument before. I don't agree with that, because all Jews that come to Israel obviously came from other countries because they were dispersed a few hundred years ago.
I thought, Hassan, I may have interpreted it wrong. I thought he was talking about a Western intervention in the Middle East, and maybe I got the wrong end of the stick. When he talked about white faces, I thought he was referring to outside powers like the US sticking their oar in the Middle East, but maybe I picked up the wrong end of the stick. You certainly interpreted it differently to me.
Yeah, I'm probably wrong in my interpretation, but I thought I'll bring that in because there is that narrative that is playing out, that this is a colonialist settler experiment by European Jews. Now, the Ashkenazi Jews, there have been genetic experiments done comparing, Ashkenazi Jews with Falasha Jews, and also the Palestinian Arabs in that particular region.
Yep.
And what was found was that they all have genetic similarities. They have, in scientific terms, they have a common ancestor.
Yep.
In religious terms, that common ancestor is the common father, Abraham. So they have a right, the Jews have a right to be in the Holy Land, which is not just proven scientifically, but also from the Quran and the Bible, that the land belongs to them. Final point, Sam said he's from Bosnia. Yeah, he's from Bosnia. He probably didn't realise that there was a case where an Israeli family, the Hardaga family, during the Bosnia War, took in a Muslim family to protect them. Why? Because that particular Muslim family protected the Hardaga family during the Second World War from Nazis. So I bet he didn't know that.
Okay, Hassan, thank you very much indeed. Always a pleasure to speak to you. Is the US being humiliated by Iran, and how do we stop rising